I don't get not offering Harbaugh, Urban, Saban $15 million. I looked at all the coaching candidates, Chris. I got nothing against these guys.
Woo.
But none of those guys.
It's not a who's in football.
It's not a what's what or a who's who.
It seems like we've increased the teams by 20 trying to fill these jobs. Like we got 50 coaches now, and there's still only 32. But how many people are qualified and competent to be an NFL coach? I think it's shrinking. And I think that's why we see colossal failure in the hirings of these guys.
You know why it's shrinking? Because the industry is working through about 28% a year. They're firing about one out of four. So that we're running out of human beings. There's a finite number of great corners, quarterbacks, coaches. So let me throw this. I mentioned Saban. He's in his 60s. When Pete Carroll left USC, Chris, one of the two things that frustrated Pete Carroll, he got tired of the NCAA, and he wasn't allowed to compete. There was no playoff. Now, there is a playoff now, but it's still based on a committee that didn't play the game. The second thing, and I'm asking you for Urban Meyer, the second thing that drove him crazy was in the NFL, your assistants make more money and the pension's better. But when you're a top college coach, you're recruiting coaches as much as players.
Yes.
I just saw Urban lose another coach 2 days ago.
Yes.
Do you believe Urban he's clearly one of the all-timers, has an NFL inkling, itch?
No.
None.
Zero.
None.
Yes. I mean, we've talked about it personally.
Take me there.
Because Urban and I are very good friends. Urban, his first job as a graduate assistant was coaching wide receivers at Ohio State. He was 22, 23 at the time, and I happened to be there. So he coached me my last year at Ohio State as the wide receiver coach. His first job from University of Cincinnati as a defensive back, he was hired by Earl Bruce to be the wide receiver coach as a graduate assistant. And that was the year I made first team All-American. So him and I have been best buddies for a long, long, long time. So we've discussed pro football, not only at Ohio State, but we've discussed it when he was at Bowling Green, when he was at Utah, when he was at Florida. And just because he's a football fan, so just watching the game, but he knows his skill set. He knows that he's a CEO of a institution, not the CEO of a professional football team.
So he doesn't have this sort of wanderlust thing.
Zero.
Okay.
Zero. He has zero. You don't have to worry about Urban Meyer going to pro football.
Do you know James Franklin? He's pretty good.
James Franklin's really good.
What about James Franklin?
Would he go to pro football? I would hope not, because what he has at Penn State is really special.
It wasn't.
And what happened in the Rose Bowl was phenomenal. If you look at a program and what they went through, and now this is the second coach. He didn't take over the program right then. Bill O'Brien. He came and left. Got the blessing, and then used that as a stepping stone to the next job. No, James Franklin, he could carve out a niche. Now, if he decides to stay and go against Harbaugh and go against Urban for the next 10 years, that's a little piece of heaven right there.
Let me tell you, Chris, I've said this. We know the South has more players, high school stars in their footprint. We know that. We know the Louisianas, Alabama, there's more high school football stars.
Yes, but there's also more jobs. All the industries, factories have closed in the Midwest. A lot more people, the population has moved south too.
But if you told me for the next 6 years that the Big Ten would get Harbaugh, Urban, and James Franklin, and by the way, I'm not even mentioning the guy at Michigan State.
Absolutely.
Who's good. I'm not mentioning the guy at Wisconsin that beat LSU this year.
Yes.
And USC the year before. I'm going to tell you something. This is why these SEC fans get upset. College football is 75% coaching. You give me Urban, Franklin, Harbaugh?
Yeah, we'll throw in Lovie Smith at Illinois.
Made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it makes the bottom of the conference come up. And that's the way that what we saw with the SEC. Not only have the best athletes, best facilities, but the coaching through the years
has been.
Oh, my goodness.
But it's not right now.
No, they've lost some pillars in coaching that have hurt them.